Hello there, I'm Nita Rose, and in this video we are going to talk about Eden Zero, Volume 31, Chapters 276 to 275. Shiki was surprised that Zeke was still alive, but then he was reminded about the device that will recycle ether on Granbell, and now Zeke told Shiki to go and save Mother. He also told him that Mother is fading away, whether or not Void will get to her first. So Zeke will handle Void while Shiki goes and save Mother along with Rebecca. Then the battle started between the two androids as we also discover that Void is the future child of our two main leads. I did not expect that at all. I mean, where and when did this happen? Well, according to Void, during the timeline after Shiki and Rebecca was sent to the future, it's discovered that Rebecca was pregnant at the time. Okay, did these two do the deed or not? Because it doesn't make any sense. But then again, Mashima has done something like this before. Remember August from Fairy Tail? Remember Mavis and Zara somehow had a kid together even though they haven't done anything? Yeah, that was never explained. But anyways, this one, well, kinda explains it. You see, how life was created within this universe was because the love and bond of two individuals, and their ether created the child out of mass of pure thoughts and emotions. Yeah, sure, let's go with that. Now Void claims neither Rebecca or Zeke as his parents, as Zeke agrees that he doesn't want a child who's a delinquent. But that's the truth compared to him, and the two started their battle. And also, is it just me, or is the battle surprisingly short in this chapter? Well, I'm not saying that the battle should be short because I know it's gonna go on for a while, but I thought it'll take a little bit longer than that before this face is revealed. Well, you gotta say, that is definitely Shiki's kid. Now back at the Eden Zero ship, the Shining Stars recognize the ether gear of their master, and Witch is happy that he's alive while she's still in the battle with Wizard, and then this happens. You see, during the flashback of 20,000 years ago, while the scene of the fight between Witch and Wizard, it goes back and forth between the battle, and Wizard from the past, known as Leonard, is proposing to his girlfriend, Bridget, who is also Witch, that defeated Wizard, and also the scene of these two kissing. I don't know about you guys, but I feel a bit awkward about this, and also kind of sad too. These two are a couple, and yet here they are fighting each other. It kind of makes me wonder if they're ever gonna regain their memories of their past. But now that I think about it, I think that's what Pino is for. She is the one with the access to all the memories since she's the recent model created by Zeke. So it got me thinking maybe her role isn't completely done yet. But of course, it's just my speculation, and we'll continue on reading the chapter to see what happens next. So now in the next chapter is going to be the focus on the fight between Hamura and Aknoella, while Valkyrie is still dealing with this guy. Hamura uses her overdrive to allow her to somehow breathe into space, which according to Hermit, one of them can endure the elements with their overdrive, and Hamura is willing to take that chance. She takes on Aknoella and her dragons apparently, but then both her and her teacher took down both enemies at the same time. Hamura's overdrive came undone and Valkyrie quickly put her back in the pod. Now Valkyrie has given her code to the Eden Zero along with Witches for the emergency shutdown to stop the self-destruction program. Oh yeah, I did remember saying that I thought this fight between Hamura and Aknoella would be interesting, and it was, but I feel like it was over too quickly. But hey, at least it didn't bore me. Herman managed to shut down the system on the Eden Zero. However, she noticed that the countdown was still going, and that was all part of Killer's plan to have her shut down the system on purpose so he can have the Eden's One ram into their ship. But to his surprise, the ship stopped in mid-air thanks to Weiss diving into the network where Killer is located, giving him a good punch. He also customized his pod so that it's not powered by the Eden Zero. Now we get the battle of Killer and Weiss with the help of Hermit. Weiss activates Arsenal with a little boost called Hermit Special, and managed to take down Killer, forcing him to leave the digital space. Back to reality, he was planning on rebooting the system, but then Laguna found him and finished him off. Now that the Eden's One has been dealt with, and Zeke and the subconscious thought of his non-existent child from the future are having a small conversation, and Shiki and Rebecca have finally reached Mother. Once they get closer, Mother opened her eyes and was expecting Shiki, to their surprise, and then gives them two options of either saving her or destroying her. It is also mentioned that the two have met each other 20,000 years ago and made an agreement. That agreement was if he ever finds her, he has to make a difficult choice of either saving Mother or killing her. If he saves her, she'll reclaim her rightful powers, assuming an unbreakable peace to all the galaxy. But if he chooses to kill her and save his friends, she will no longer exist. But of course, Shiki told her that he didn't have to think about it and that he came all this way to save her. But there was a misunderstanding. She told him that Universe Zero is not finalized. So if he chooses to save Mother, those people who have died in those other universes will die again. So let me get this straight. No matter what Shiki chooses, there's gonna be no peace in the universe. But if he destroys her, all humanity will die. Even if he saves Mother, people are still gonna die? I had to go back and reread this chapter I don't know how many times just to understand the situation. I'm gonna read some of her dialogue just to get a better understanding of what Mother meant. So she said, "If you save me, I will reclaim my rightful powers and assume an unbreakable peace from now into eternity. If you save the lives that were lost, I will cease to exist, and so I cannot guarantee your future. But those of you you hold dear will all be restored to life." But then she says this: "The world of Universe Zero has not been finalized. Whether someone will live or die has not yet been determined. Should you choose to save me, the following will become certainties." So if Mother is saved, Witch and Valkyrie will eventually die along with everyone else who perished in those other universes. And now Shiki is stuck with a difficult decision. Now with Shiki in this difficult situation of choosing whether to save Mother or save his friends. But Rebecca suggests that they should save their friend and they can build their own future. And I also love the fact that she just stood up to Mother like that. It's pretty similar to that time in Fairy Tail where Lucy stood up to the Celestial Spirit King to save Loki. I'm starting to see the two similarities here. Now with Mother repeating herself and Shiki still undecided, we get the origin story of Mother herself and that she used to be a planet named, you guessed it, Earth. Now to me and other anime watchers, this was unexpected, but then again, it was hinted that the planet we see from the past 20,000 years ago was indeed Earth, but it wasn't confirmed until now. Now Rebecca and Shiki are seeing the past version of what Mother used to be, and that they're also seeing some familiar faces, but Mother also showed them the destruction of the planet, like pollution in the air, wars breaking out, and unknown diseases killing many civilians. Also by the time the humans realized that the ether from the planet was dying, it was already too late. Also, remember when Herman from the past wanted to try and overdrive the planet to save it? Now, after reading this chapter, I believe that is what Mother is, the overdrive version of planet Earth. Now, looking back, Shiki's starting to recognize these visions as he's seen them before, and now we're gonna see if he made a final decision. Now, on to the next chapter, which is Earth's destruction. As the name suggests, that's what's going on within this chapter. Even though we knew this was going to happen, but actually seeing it is a totally different vibe. I mean, we all knew back then that these people were going to die, and the only survivor is going to be the baby in the protection of his mother's arms, which got me teary-eyed when I saw that. Within the destruction of the planet, the group, who were still alive at the time, made their way inside a shelter as they discussed about their plan being dismissed by the government. Yeah, that's actually more realistic than you thought. The government is not exactly, how do you say, open-minded to the suggestion that the Earth is dying and completely dismiss something that seems, you know, kind of crazy. But the group are going along with the plan of purification without the authorities' permissions. Then it cuts to Ziki within the area of destruction. Then he tracked a sign of life, and here is where he finds the corpse. It also finds the baby with the tag named Shiki. Ziki suddenly gets this feeling, and then the ether from the planet started rising up and Mother appeared right in front of him. Man, I have to say, Shiki's entire journey has been one big time paradox. First, his grandfather turns out to be himself, who accidentally got transferred to the future, and then the task of finding Mother in the past only to find a dead planet, ends up raising himself as a baby without knowing it. And I thought the hero of time had extreme time paradox, with him going back and forth between the past and future, but Shiki's case is a lot more complex, as he has no control of these time events. Now, it was kind of funny, this chapter got me thinking about that game with the whole traveling back in time, because you see there are some comparisons, but they're not. In fact, it made me think of the Song of Storms and how, where, and when did Link learn that song, and from whom. Pointed out to get my Legend of Zelda reference, but in all seriousness, I get the same vibe in this chapter. And also, this entire series had been one big fat time paradox. Well, at least in my opinion. Mother now has opened her eyes, claiming that the Earth went into overdrive and thus she is born. But Zeke was confused, as he learned that Mother has existed for eons, and was thinking, how in the world could she be born now? Well, there's actually an explanation for that. You see, Mother was attacked by a coronaphage and it ate 20,000 years of her time, transforming her back into the previous form of Earth. But now the people on the planet have overdrived the planet, causing Mother to be reborn. Okay, I need to back up a bit. So you're telling me that Mother already existed in the current time now, but was attacked by a coronavirus, losing 20,000 years of her time, which means Shiki is over 20,000 years old and was born during the era of the 20th century, pretty much our era now. And also, what about the coronaphase? I thought I only go after the planet that Rebecca had recently visited because of her time powers. But then again, Mother might have the same time powers as well, considering she is the mother of all ether, so that might be true, but hasn't really been confirmed yet. Anyways, Mother noticed Zeke holding a baby in his hand. The baby was fated to die along with everyone else when the planet went into overdrive, but due to the attack of the coronaphase, Zeke landed on the planet Earth 20,000 years ago, which changed the fate of Shiki's life. Mother claimed him as the Earth's sole survivor, and allowing him to choose the state of the future of the cosmos, putting trust in his decision. Mother may be the most powerful individual in the cosmos, but she cannot choose her destiny as she is a planet, and planets lack the ability to choose. Now Mother has teleported Zeke back to the Eden Zero. Zeke could no longer see Mother, thinking it was all an illusion, but proven not as he hears Shiki crying, unsure what to do as he has no idea how to raise a human baby, and so he remembered the corpse, thinking that one or two of them might be his parents. That's when he decided to create the 4 shining stars and gave him false memories of their journey of finding Mother. The reason that he did that is because, according to Pino, the androids would not function properly. That was the data embedded into Pino by Zeke, who had decided to tell Shiki and Rebecca the truth about the shining stars. Shiki stared at Witch, realizing that she's his birth mother. Makes me feel sad for Shiki. He watched his mother die not once, but twice. The boy's got some heartaches and sadness, and now he needs to decide what to do next. Now, before I end off this video, I want to tell you my idea of Shiki's dark hair, while both of his parents having light green hair. It's either Wizard is not the father, or Shiki's hair got darker as he got older, which can be a possibility. I mean, I'm no doctor, but I do have somebody in my family whose hair color is different than her parents. Well, let me tell you a little story. You see, I have a niece who has blonde hair, but when she was born, her hair was completely red, but it got lighter as she got older. And her mother, my sister, is a brunette, but the father of her child is a redhead. But each grandparent from both sides have blonde hair. You see where I'm getting at here, right? What I'm saying is that these are parents of Shiki, even though both of their hair colors are lighter, but his grandparents could have dark hair colors. It really depends on the genetics of the person. So I know some might suggest that Ridget might have an affair, or she was already pregnant when she met Leonard, but we never had any solid proof of any of that, so I'm gonna stick to my theory. So now, what do I think about this volume? Honestly, it's quite intriguing. We get to learn more about Mother and what she used to be, and we finally get to see where Shiki came from, who is the only human left born from Earth. Now the only thing that was left is for Zeke to come along and find Shiki, but there's still a lot more to learn, and we'll see what happens next. And that wraps up this video. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to check out my other parts on TikTok, and don't forget to look me on Discord and X, and I'll see you all next time. Nita Rose out.